Hey everyone, welcome to a new video where I'll be giving you a complete guide to the Born in Chaos mod. So, before we start, my goal with this guide is it's designed for survival players who've downloaded this mod for exploration purposes. This mod adds tons of new mobs and 2 unique armor sets like these here. Most, if not all, of the new overworld mobs spawn at night. Some have their own structures, but they also spawn randomly at night. There are also 2 new fish mobs that spawn in water, which we'll see later. The mod has its own unique structures. The mod doesn't add any new biomes, as you can see, but it does have quite a few structures. Let's use the locate structure command. These are all the structures we're seeing. Well, those aren't legs, but my goal is for you to understand how the mod works, its key crafting recipes, and how to obtain items. Basically, the mod revolves around killing mobs and using their drops to craft interesting items, so let's talk about important elements. First, we have the shattered skull, which you get by killing these skeletons. I'm going to set it tonight. Maybe doing the guide at night might be, let's see if I can get an effect with night vision perfect. So, we have the decrepit skeleton. There are different types of skeletons, like the Siamese ones, which you can also find around. A bone barrier. It's an effect from a rare bomb that protects you from one hit. Fun fact, we're off to a cool start. First item, we have different types of zombies. There are tons of zombie types. When you kill zombies, they'll leave behind this covered skeleton. This skeleton has no bow, it always spawns alone. We have baby skeletons. There are many different types of baby skeletons. I won't cover them all as they're equally useless. They don't have any interesting drops. These tiny mobs usually spawn with bosses. Stronger mobs summon these types of skeletons. Fun fact, this mob is from the Nether. Actually, it's not from the Nether, my mistake. It spawns with other Nether mobs. But you can find it in the Nether. It drops Farlight Dust. What's Farlight Dust used for? It's for crafting explosives like intoxicating bombs. I'll show you what it is. The intoxicating bomb creates a poison cloud. If you step in it, you get negative effects. On the other hand, there's also a stimulating bomb. The same, got it? First interesting mob, the Demoman skeleton. This mob here when it's low on health, right? When it's low on health. If I don't mention, they spawn at night in dark areas. When it's low, its gunpowder ignites, okay? There it is. It'll end up exploding. I'm telling you now so you won't say, it blew up in my face. Well, that's normal, right? Also, one of its drops is its hat, got it? Once you equip that hat, you can't take it off, okay? And if you're low on health, wow, this is incredible. Well, when you're low on health, you explode, got it? Thanks for breaking my samples, I really appreciate it. Anyway, we also have the zombie barrel, okay? The zombie barrel. This mob here, when you kill it, it's quite tough, very durable. I'll kill it. I think it takes 2 or 3 hits from 3 hits. It drops tons of different items, okay? Then we have the corpse. The corpse, well, they're like fly larvae. Honestly, they're just food, alright? Not much else, you know? They're used for making rotten soil, but otherwise they're gross, okay? It's one of those useless mobs. Now back to the barrel, right? There's also the zombie fisherman. Different zombie types, including one that's a lumberjack, got it? As you see, the barrel drops all these items. That's why I wanted to highlight it, because it gives unique drops, right? Well, not unique, but they're random. Now, unique items, the pitchfork, okay? The pitchfork, I don't think you can craft it. You can't. You can only get it by killing the Door Knight. The Door Knight's pretty tough. Might take 10 netherite sword hits, okay? There it is. Well, it needs more, huh? It needs more, it needs more. So, of all the drops it gives you, right? Obviously it gives you the pitchfork, but we start to see it drops dark metal pieces. Many mobs drop this metal, okay? This metal is quite useful for crafting various items, which we can look at right now, why not? Okay, like a transforming flower, for instance. The transforming flower is only used to make the transmuting elixir, which is the final item from the mob, we'll see later. A phantom bomb, which explodes and splits in 2 after the initial blast, to craft the different armors, right? Various armors in the game. And to make the dark metal pile, okay? Well, it's also used for the bond handle, got it? The bond handle, we'll explain its use later. The dark metal pile will be melted to make a dark metal ingot, and the dark metal ingot will be used to make the dark metal armor plate if we want, okay? And create the final armor. Now I'll explain how to get the other elements later. We can also make the soul saver and other items that need monster skin, which I'll explain later. We can also upgrade the smithing template, which helps us make superior dark metal armor. As you can see, everything revolves around the final armor, right? So we have the clowns around here, okay? Clowns have their own structure at the Clown Tavern, which is this one here. I'll show you many structures, okay? Well, since I can generate this one now, I'll show them all eventually, but I won't use them as reference points. I'm not sure where specific mobs spawn, because they really spawn everywhere. So when you kill the clowns, they drop these small bottles, and these small bottles. This specific bottle is used to craft the transmuting elixir. We have the fallen Chaos Knight, who takes 10 crits to kill. He's very strong and hits extremely hard, but his drops are great. Chaos Seeds. Dark metal pieces. It's the only way to get the dark metal upgrade. It says here that hitting him gives an effect, so be aware. Then we have the Scarlet Persecutor, the first spirit we see. There are different types with similar drops and behaviors. It drops ethereal spirits, used to make a death totem. It saves you from lethal damage, granting power for food. That's what the death totem says. It also helps us recharge various lamps, which we'll see later. Not much else. It helps craft the infernal evil pumpkin, but these are just decorative. On the other hand, we have the Skeleton Thrasher, which is this mob here. It basically gives us this incredible Skullbreaker hammer. So, what's so special about the Skullbreaker hammer? When you land a critical hit, these particles appear. These particles indicate that you're basically studying your opponent. It's also a tool that deals quite a bit of damage. If you're wondering if we can get its shield, no, we can't. It's a shame because it's quite eye-catching. As you can see, it's quite tough and holding up well. As you can see, it drops a normal shield. It drops a broken skeleton head, dark metal pile or dark metal pieces, and the Skullbreaker hammer. The Skullbreaker hammer can also be crafted with a dark metal block and bonk handles. More spirits like the Spirit Guide. This one spawns in deserts, but I think it spawns elsewhere too. I don't have specifics here, so I assume it spawns around. Now, some interesting things about this mob. Basically, it gives you the hat. The hat's function is when you spawn baby skeletons with the bone scaler, which is this item here. If you're wearing the hat, the spawned babies will be Mexican. I assume they're Mexican normally. Without the hat, they'd spawn as regular skeletons. Alright, how do we get the bone scaler? We craft it with an orb of the summoner, a bonk handle, and a shattered skull. Now you'll ask, how do we get the orb of the summoner? Well, the same way we got this staff, this bone scaler. We also get the staff of magic arrows, which we can obtain too. As you can see, it shoots magic arrows out of thin air. If you have spirit dust in your inventory, it increases the damage. Basically, all this comes from the bone scaler. It's found around. It takes away quite a bit. As you can see, the minions with red eyes will go after the woodcutter. These are my subjects. It's also a demonstration. As you can see, it drops many items, including spiritual dust, which we learned about earlier. Then we have another spirit, the restless spirit. Nothing notable about it except for its ethereal nature. The phantom creeper spawns in the overworld, warped forest, and the end. When hit, it acts like an enderman, splitting in two. Then they become individual creepers trying to explode near you. Killing them grants you the power of Phantom. Phantom power is used to create ghost bombs or duplicate TNT. Next is the pumpkin spirit. It has its own structure, a kind of farm, and won't attack us. If I'm near it, it won't hit me. It acts like a golem attacking zombies and other mobs. If I hit it, it'll come after me. What drops does this guy have? What drops does this guy have? It has hay bales, carved pumpkin, sticks, and an ethereal spirit. You can summon it with 2 dark oak logs, a hay bale, and a carved pumpkin. Right-click an ethereal spirit to summon it. Why would I want to summon it? It's basically a strong iron golem. Burn it with flint and steel to get a serrated spirit. This one's cooler. Killing it drops firelight charcoal. This one's hostile, it'll attack us. How do you get dark rods? Dark rods make bone handles, used in crafting most mod weapons. You get them by killing the dark vortex. This guy spawns around here. Its volume is super high, I don't know why. It spawns around and drops this loot. On the other hand, there's the infected diamond, which spawns diamond termites when broken. These termites drop diamond nuggets when killed. They can also drop pieces of dark metal. You can craft a diamond using 9 diamond nuggets. Next we have firelight, found in structures like this well here. When you spawn it, as you can see, the structure appears. Interestingly, if you break one side of this well, besides getting this dark metal deposit ore, there's a chest. This chest contains various useful items, just a fun fact. Then there's the Dreadhound, which spawns in deserts and can be tamed with a bone. I'm going to kill it. As for drops, they mainly give Nornet bones, which can be useful. They're used for decoration, as we can see. And monster skin, as I mentioned, is used for advanced crafting. We need the Nightmare Stalker skull to progress to the next level. Next up is the Nightmare Stalker, which comes out at night and attacks sheep. It acts like a wolf and deals 14 damage or 7 hearts without armor. It also inflicts wither, blindness, and many other effects, making it quite tough. Don't underestimate it. As for drops, it has many interesting ones, including the Nightmare Stalker skull, which is this head here. It's really good, along with all these other items. Now, moving on, we have this pumpkin here, the Infernal Evil Pumpkin. You'll find it naturally generated, surrounded by various candles. If you break it, it will spawn Sir Pumpkinhead. Basically, you should try to kill Sir Pumpkinhead, and upon defeating him, he can drop the holiday candy and pumpkin staff, among other rewards. So be sure to take him down when you encounter him in your world. Soul Saver, pumpkin seeds, and the Fell Lamp. I'll show you the Fell Lamp. It lets us have our own super fast horse. Interestingly, if we feed this horse with ethereal spirit, I think that's what I gave it, right? There it goes, much faster. As we can see, we can store it in our lamp. Now, on another note, we can upgrade this pumpkin with the transmuting elixir. We now know how to get all the elements. And basically, if we right-click this pumpkin we find with the transmuting elixir, we'll get the Lord Pumpkinhead. It's like an upgraded version, practically the mod's final boss. This gives us the Soul Vein, pumpkin pistol that shoots pumpkin ballet, magical holiday candy, and the Lord Pumpkinhead lamp for an even better horse. It's actually quite a bit better. The gun fires like this. It's incredible how it works. I love it. Plus the death animations and everything are just brutal. Then we have the Soul Vein, and as you can see, this guy's tough. It's not an easy mod to kill, and I'm currently in creative mode, so it's not hitting me. I wouldn't mess around with this mod, okay? Next we have the Missionary, who always spawns with 2 zombie villagers. For drops, he has his hat, which makes you spawn skeleton baby allies when a monster attacks you, but he also has these charms, which basically assign different types of powers, such as it's made with, well, you need ethereal spirits in your inventory. The Charm of Endurance gives speed 3, for example. The Charm of Stealth grants invisibility 3. Charm of Resistance gives resistance 2. Charm of Fury provides medium rampage. And the Charm of Strength offers strength 3. As you can see, they require the ethereal spirit to function. How do we get them? By defeating the Missionary, who spawns after day 10 in the game. Once 10 in-game days have passed, the Missionary will appear. Now let's move on to the Thorn Shells, which are marine mobs we can feed with rotten flesh. When fed rotten flesh, there's a small chance they'll drop their special ability. Or we can just kill it. Look, it dropped its shell. Or we can simply kill them. These spawn on coasts with craftable gear, helmet, chestplate, and mace. Each item has its own description and uses. Then we have the Corpse Fish and Glutton Fish. Corpse Fish drops these. Glutton Fish drops those. Corpse Fish looks like this. Glutton Fish like that. As you say, it's massive. Both spawn in water. Glutton eats almost everything in the sea. Where do we get so many drops? From its stomach. Right-click the stomach to open it. It'll give all the drops we're seeing on screen now. I think that covers everything. I assume how to get dark metal is clear now. What does dark metal do when equipped? Besides tons of armor, it gives strength 5, speed 5, freeze rampage, hunger 3. True, you'll need to eat, but it's pretty overpowered. You can't deny it. Strength 5, dude. One hit kills mobs with strength 5 and that protection. No way, this is just incredible. I think I'll end the video here. Hope you enjoyed it. See you in future videos. Bye bye.